Yo, what's going on, people? It's episode 5 of the Ajay Rose Show. As you know by now, we're just going to go straight in with the guest. What can I say about today's guest? He tours the country up and down, university lecturer, 5 published papers as a scholar, top comedian, all-round joker. What are you saying, Muhsin?
Why can't my girlfriend talk about me like that? That was so nice. That was so nice. Thank you. I'm well. How are you?
I'm all right. Yeah, I'm good.
Mashallah.
I'm good.
Mashallah.
As you can see, we're in a new studio for now.
Yes.
Don't really know why I said that, because that comment isn't really going anywhere. But
No, it
we
feels
are in
like
a new studio.
it feels like a war bunker, but like a nice one.
It is. It's a
Yeah.
nice grassy.
Like we're hiding
Green
from Al
field.
Qaeda, and decided to do a podcast while we're at it to talk about.
But we
our
wanted to
experience.
keep our spirits high whilst we were high.
Oh, it's funny. We look like we should be hiding from Al Qaeda. To be fair, we've got the right skin complexion for it.
We do look quite conspicuous, if I'm being honest.
Come on,
Very
come on.
conspicuous.
Very important.
But yeah, like I was saying, Muhsin's obviously a comedian, yeah? So I'm going to throw things back. What were you doing? First of all, how long you been doing comedy?
I started in 2019.
So what were you doing before comedy? Before we get to the comedy, what were you doing before
I
comedy?
was at uni. I was at university at Royal Holloway. Just being a dickhead. Got 2-1 in the end though. So
Just thought you'd chuck that one
I'll
in.
chuck
there.
that in there. That was a miracle me getting a 2-1 because I got done for plagiarism in my second year.
You got done.
I got done for plagiarism.
Were you actually guilty?
Yeah. Nah, yeah. I mean, I made several mistakes. So I got zeros for like 3
Wait,
different
how
modules.
did you plagiarize though? Like,
I copied
exactly
and
what?
pasted and thought I changed enough words
From what? Another like famous essay?
from research papers.
Oh.
And I thought I changed enough words, but I did not. So I got zeros for 3 modules, but I still managed to somehow get a 2-1. That was a fucking miracle. Because if I hadn't got a 2-1, there was no way I would have been able to do the PhD. So whatever happened, if there is a God, I believe there is, he sprinkled a little something
Just a little something
to get
on
me.
your situation.
Because, bro, I got 60.02.
That's, you could only get 0.01 low. No, I swear 2-1's 59.
No, 2-1's 60. I
Well,
just got
swear-
a 2-1.
I'm pretty sure when I went uni, 2-1 was 59.
Not at my uni.
Rah.
You needed 60. 50, and they didn't round up either. You couldn't get like 59.5 and get rounded up.
That's such a snaky
Yeah.
policy that they
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
round
yeah.
up.
Yeah.
What did
It
you
was
study?
bad. What did I study? I studied psychology. I've studied my PhD in psychology. I did it at A level. I did it at GCSE. I just knew I liked psychology from a kid, so I just kind of stuck at it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So obviously you teach at a uni, yeah?
I teach at University of Bristol.
Yeah, like what? So what do you teach? Psychology.
I teach research, psychology, but I teach research methods and statistics for psychology. So I teach data analysis
Okay.
for psychological research. So someone does a psychological study, I teach them how to use data analysis techniques to find their results. Or to
So you help
identify
make
their
sense
results.
of all the like complicated stuff,
Yeah.
basically.
I teach students how they go about do that. How do you analyze psychological data? That's what I teach them.
Raw.
Yeah.
So on to comedy, yeah. Obviously you're
Yeah.
a university lecturer in that,
Yes.
but obviously you got quite a lot of views on the internet. Do the students notice you when you're in lectures and stuff? What do they say?
My students bring it up. Right. Every year, it's like a game I play with myself. Every year, how long until one of my students brings it up? And every year, which is a good sign, it gets sooner and sooner into the year, which I see as progress.
Progress.
Do you know what I mean? How long until my students clocked out I'm a comedian? And some of them, one year, in my first year of teaching, these students made a group chat about me called Simping for Muhsin. Right? And they would send my comedy clips in there and screenshots of me in Zoom lectures, which is kind of sweet, right? Bit dodge. And this is how you know these Gen Z kids are built different, yeah? You know how I found out about this group chat?
How?
They just told me about it.
They had no fear.
No fear. No fear of like sexual misconduct or like inappropriate behavior. We talk about you in a group chat and it's called Simping for Muhsin. Okay. And then I told my manager about it. She was like, do you want to escalate it? And I was like, I feel like I'd be the weirdo if I escalated it. Like, what am I going to do?
What,
Get them
so
kicked
they're
out?
fans of your comedy and that?
I don't know. I guess so.
I presume so, because like
Yeah.
they thought you were crap. I don't know if they'll go up to you. And
I
be
think
like,
it was just amusing to them that their lecturer does comedy.
Yeah.
I think it's a weird thing.
Do you know what though? I get it, because when you're in school, you don't think, or like uni, you don't see the people teaching you. You don't consider
human
they
beings.
have lives.
Yeah.
They're just there for that one thing in your life. I remember like in school, like when teachers used to have a blem at lunch, I'm like, "Raw, you smoke blem, yeah? Shit."
It's interesting,
but it's normal,
innit?
innit? Like it's what people do.
And now we're adults now, and we probably both have friends who work in secondary school education. I do, right? I have friends who work in secondary school education, and I find it interesting. I was like, right, you're a teacher, but I don't know what you're really like. Do you know what I mean? But your students probably think you're this like clean-cut guy or gal who just literally lives in the classroom every morning, pledges allegiance to the teacher flag. When in reality, you're just a normal human being who goes out with his mates, gets drunk, has a good time. People dehumanize their teachers.
Yeah.
And you got to remember, right? To us, comedy is normal because we're around it all the time. It's not a weird thing to do. To everyone else, this is fucking weird. Who becomes a stand-up comedian? That's just something you see on the TV. And most people don't even know a stand-up comedian. But we're just desensitized to it because most of our friends are stand-up comedians. We're in comedy clubs every day. And when we're not in comedy clubs, we're in podcast studios that are designed for
Underground
comedians.
bunkers.
Our whole life is comedy, so it's not weird to us. But if you were just a civilian, right?
Yeah.
This is weird. This is very weird.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? Most people don't even go to comedy shows ever.
It's quite underrated. Like nobody sits there and thinks, "Oh, what should we do tonight? Should we go and laugh?"
Yeah.
Like nobody sits there and thinks that.
No. Not enough people think that. And if I wasn't a comedian and I met a comedian, I would be intrigued as well.
You do get a lot of comments like, "Oh my God, why'd you do that?" Like,
I could never do that. no one asks you, Becky. Do you know what I mean? Oh my God, you're so brave. You're so brave. I would like. It's like my biggest fear.
That's it. It's always that.
Oh my God, it's that and like little holes in things. I just can't. You know what else I'm scared of? Snakes. Yeah, so is everyone else, Becky. You should
get
be.
That a lot. Like, yeah. I think people overestimate how brave you are because...
Yeah, we're scared.
Like, it does take some... I don't even know if this is the right word, but I like the word gumption.
Oh,
That's a nice word. Thank you, bro. Thank you.
that's a good word.
I've been trying to work that into some conversation for about 3 weeks.
You should do it during sexy time. Yeah, I'm going to give you a bit of gumption tonight. That can mean so many different things.
That is an ambiguous term, but I've got so excited I used the word gumption, I forgot what I was saying now.
It takes a bit of gumption to do stand-up.
It does. But then at the same time, like a lot of comedy nights are just like not many people in the crowd in a kind of like smallish room, which still takes guts to go up and stand in front of anyone. But I think when you tell people you do comedy, I think they think you're like selling out the O2 every night or
I
not
wish.
that, but like, yo, you're right. You're doing fit. Like, they probably think it's bigger than, like, if someone said to you, "Oh, I'm a singer," you might just automatically assume that they're like always banging gigs, releasing albums,
Bro,
having mad studio sessions, but there's all this other
100%
side to it that you don't.
There's so many people who clearly don't understand how comedy works, including my mum. My mum once turned around to me and she said, "I saw Kevin Hart is coming to England. You should message him on Instagram saying, 'Hello, can I open for you?'" I was like, "Mum, he doesn't check his DMs like that."
And even if he did, like, imagine he did check it, like,
Mate, can I open?
Pair of them.
Mate, you know you're doing O2? Let me do a 5.
He's probably got a list of like 10 friends who are already bare famous who are like, "Yo, if I ever need an opener, you're one of 10.
Yeah.
Why is he gonna holler like random dons from London?
Yeah, like Muhsin needs a chance. Kevin Hart woke up and was like, "Do you know what? That Muhsin kid's, I've seen him on Instagram. He's working hard." You know what's kind of a beautiful thing in comedy? Like, because we were fans of this before we did it. I've got DMs that I've sent to comedians when I was a kid who I've now worked with.
Like who?
Like Kojo.
What did you send him as?
I sent Kojo a message when I was like 14 on Twitter and I found it the other day. And Kojo's booked me bare times.
Because of that message?
No.
Pays off.
No.
Are you not hearing this? Send your
You know what the message
DMs.
was? I was like, "Yo, Kojo, play more N-dubs on Choice FM." That was legit the message. I asked him to play more N-dubs. I think I wanted him to play Dappy No Regrets, right?
Yeah.
And then you end up working with those people. You know, like that happens when like the people that you used to watch on the TV, because comedy is such a small community, now you're doing gigs with them and you see them in a different light. It's very interesting.
I feel like London in general, because when I've done music stuff before, like music journalism, you do kind of get to know a lot of people if you're doing it regularly.
Yeah.
eventually you're gonna come across like loads of the same faces and same record label people, same artists, same journalists, same this, same that. Because London is like, it's big, but in terms of it's big, but it's also not.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's not like LA where it's like me and you could do a show tonight and we generally might not even cross paths for like another 2 years.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah, 100%. It's a very small community. The comedy circuit, especially, it's like everyone kind of knows everyone now. Do you know
So
I
what
mean?
you say? You see Everybody Hates Chris.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know how he becomes a comedian because he like sneaks downstairs at night, plays that record of the famous comedian who says all the like quote unquote naughty words, goes to school the next day, tells everyone.
I don't remember that, but yeah.
I remember
yeah,
every episode. I've seen that show like a good 6 times minimum. Minimum. But I always use that story because he's like, it was clear that from young he kind of like had this kind of, you know, ambition from young to be a comedian.
Same.
And then made it happen.
I had that.
What was that like for you? Was that the same?
100% the same. I loved when my mum and dad, they didn't give a shit about age restrictions on things. For whatever reason, they just didn't care.
Yeah.
Either they didn't really, because my parents, they're like old school in it. Maybe they didn't understand the technology and the laws and stuff, or they just knew and they just didn't really care. So when I was like 8 years old, I was watching Eddie Murphy Raw and Delirious in my living room, and that says dick, fuck, cunt, everything, right? So I'd just be watching that in my living room, and I'd watch. There used to be this show on, I think it was on Comedy Central, called Live from the Comedy Store, but the British Comedy Store.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. And then like it was the first
What,
time
in
I
the same venue it is now?
Yeah, Comedy Store, right?
Yeah.
So they'd film a TV show then, did people like Mickey Flanagan when he was first starting out. I loved Lee Evans as a kid. I'd watch a lot of American comedy as a child. Eddie Murphy was probably my favorite. So I loved it from young.
So why'd you only get into it? Not in a rude way.
I don't know.
Like, why did it take you so long to get into it then?
Because I loved it, but I don't know, you know. I don't have the answer to that.
Was it like fear?
I
Was it like...
I didn't put enough thought into it. Do you know what I mean? I was distracted with other things. I was very young. Like, all I wanted to do in uni really was chat to girls and go out with my friends. So it didn't, and in sixth form, I had a girlfriend all throughout sixth form, so I was distracted with that. So it only occurred to me that comedy was an option when I really became single.
So you say it's not possible to do comedy with a girl, is that what
No, but it just didn't occur to me. It's
I hear
not,
that.
by the way, it's not, right? I've got a girlfriend now, funnily enough, right? But like, it just didn't occur to me. I was having too much fun
Yeah.
for it to like, but as soon as I became single, I did my first ever
You know
set.
when you break up with someone and you start glowing up randomly.
Oh, mate,
Comedy
mate.
was your glow up then.
Mate, my ex left me at the wrong time. Oh my! As soon as she left, I got sexy, bro. I started doing well because I started stand up when I was with her, but I do like one gig every like 5 months,
Oh,
right?
is it?
Which is not
So when did you say it was 2019 you started?
2019, but I didn't start taking stand up seriously until 2021. Like it was up until before the pandemic. So in 2019, I did like 7 gigs. And then in 2020, I did another 7 gigs. So 14 gigs, something like that.
Yeah.
And then I didn't do anything really until 2021. And then I met Farhan and Ed. And that kind of, for some reason, gave me a kick up the backside to start taking things more seriously with stand-up.
Yeah. I'm trying to think when I met you. I think it was at Covent Garden Comedy Cellar. And because I knew Farhan and he like, yo, come down, done that. And then...
Yeah, I was curious.
Also, sorry.
Yeah.
Random advert for future episode. Yeah, this guy Farhan we're mentioning, in private combos, he's been like, bro, when I come on your podcast, it's probably going to be the best one you've ever had. So look out for that because there's high hopes with that episode.
He's going to be such a letdown. Guys,
No,
don't
I
get your
told him,
hopes
I
up.
was like, it's either going to be super dead or super joked. I don't see an in between.
It depends what energy he brings.
Yeah.
If he's dying inside like he was today,
Yeah.
like Farhan, someone should have escorted him home today. So he's gone home, bless him.
But big up, look out for the episode. But yeah, back to this episode. You know, one thing I noticed with you is when I first met you, it's not like you were ever shit at comedy. You were always good.
I probably was shit.
No, you were. I wouldn't say that. But now it's like you've come on leaps and bounds in it, and it's like
Thank you, sir. God bless you.
what I'm interested in is how.
That's
No,
such a-
no.
Yeah.
Bro,
No, I know what you mean.
You know, also, if you lot listen to this podcast, you know I like my delivery just like unintentionally rude and blunt, even when even when I'm being nice. But
How is a good
no,
point?
because it's not easy to improve. Like, forget comedy for a second.
Yeah.
There'll be people that listen to this that do other stuff, whatever it is they do, and they'll be like, yo, how can I improve in whatever I'm doing? I've literally like seen it. Every time I watch you do a show, it's like better and better. The MCing gets better. The jokes are like punchier and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So how did you improve?
I think I found my voice.
What does that mean though?
I feel very comfortable up there now to just be myself. Like I just fuck around now.
Did you not feel comfortable before?
It's not that I didn't feel comfortable, but I wasn't as comfortable. Now I feel like I can just be myself on stage. And a couple of things have happened, right? So I started doing bigger shows middle of last year. So to give everyone the timeline, 2019 I started, really wasn't taking it seriously. 2020, we all know what happened there. 2021, started doing my own shows, but again, not as frequently, maybe once a week, once every other week. Middle of 2021 is when I started like getting involved, like rolling up my sleeves and getting involved. And then middle of 2022, I started getting booked on bigger shows. And what happens when you get booked on the bigger shows is you're around professional comedians and you learn so much just by watching them.
What have you learnt then?
About stage presence, about joke structure, about carefully picking your material for the audience and having a wide enough repertoire, for lack of a better term, of material that you can go to for the different audiences. Okay, this is a white middle class room in the middle of England. What am I saying here? This is a room full of South Asian aunties. What do the South Asian aunties like? This is a comedy show on the black circuit and the average age is 25. Okay, these are my people. I can relate to these people. Do you
Yeah,
see what I'm
but
saying?
say it, that is a thing.
Yeah.
But like, I done a gig the other day. It was like a pro gig. You go there, the crowd's all white, yeah, and I was like, I didn't take the approach of like, let me flip the setup a bit for this crowd. I was like, because I personally think that is a thing, but the goal or the dream is to have material that near enough works. Like, I don't want to have audience specific material like, oh, this is my Asian jokes. This is for when it's this crowd.
Yeah.
This is for when they're posh, blah, blah. And I went in there, made a kind of like, because a lot of the time as well, you're basing, unless you get to watch it, you're basically just judging them and creating stereotypes in your head about what you think they're going to be like. And then you go up and I done the show and it went sick. Like, way better than I thought. And it was like, I'm glad I stuck to my guns with that. But then I've done shows as well where I've gone in and I'm like, yeah, this one's going to be tough still.
Yeah.
This one's going to be tough.
Yeah. What I found is especially if you're not opening, if you have the privilege of being able to watch the show for a bit and get an idea of what's working and what's not working and having the mindfulness to adjust accordingly. I think what you're describing of not having to switch up happens a lot later in comedians' careers when they have a strong following and people are coming to see them. So even if it is an old auntie, she's an old auntie for whatever reason who likes you.
Yeah,
even if it is Dave from Scunthorpe, Dave from Scunthorpe likes you.
Yeah, he's a fan.
But if
Big up, Dave.
people don't have any reason to like you or give you a chance, it's a different kind of game. And that's...
Well, most shows we do. In fact, most shows, the majority of comedians do. The audience haven't turned, unless it's your show, it's hard. Like, most of the time, they haven't really turned up for you. They turn up for the venue because they know the venue books good people. So they're like, cool. Last time we went there, it was jokes. Whoever's on this time will probably be jokes again.
Yeah.
Or it's in some like rural, like out of London area where it's like, this is literally the only comedy we have. So let's just give it a try. And at most shows, no one's really there for like, yo, I came to see this person. Like,
Exactly.
It don't really work like that,
unless you're a big star and you do that every week, you know. But yeah, what's really helped me is being around higher level comedians, learning from them, listening to them, asking questions.
That's key. Asking questions is key. I always try and do that.
Yeah, I know. Asking questions, sticking around after show. Like I've never been the guy to do my set and then just fuck off. Like, for example, like my favorite comedian in the country is a guy called Kane Brown. And I get the opportunity to do a lot of shows with him. I'm watching. I've seen the material before because we've worked together a lot, but I'm watching anyway. because I want to absorb that energy and understand what he's doing. And often, like, you can ask questions, and I asked him, like, why do you always bring a stool up on stage, right? And there's a logic to that. It's not just out of coincidence. He uses it, and there's stuff to learn about that, about body language, about timing, and making things feel natural. So all of those things, and I spend most of my time thinking about stand-up, and watching stand-up, and watching back my own stuff, just absorbing stand-up all the time.
So yeah,
and you improve.
So you're all in.
Yeah, I'm all in.
You're all in, bro.
Yeah, I don't want to do anything else. Yeah.
That's a good mentality. So like you mentioned big gigs, like London gigs. What's the difference between doing a London gig versus an out of London gig? Hold on. Let me set some context though, because the shows you do are like put by like promoters who have audiences there who are coming for like, they kind of know what you're getting. My question is, what's the difference between doing a London gig and an out of London gig where, say you get booked for, I don't know, Brighton, whatever, Southampton, wherever.
Right. A big
Norwich.
one.
Huh?
Big gig or small gig?
Well, if you're going out of London, most of the gigs, you'd
I'll
like to think of a decent size. But go on,
I'll give you an example,
set the
right?
context.
All right, so let's say Top Secret versus Glee Club Cardiff, right?
Let me give the top secrets like.
Top Secret is in London, very diverse audience. Glee Club, not as diverse, bit of an older audience.
But they both have couple hundred capacity, so it's a big club.
Yeah, like the bottom room at Top Secret fits 300 people. I think the room at Glee probably fits 400 to 500 people.
So these are big clubs.
Big clubs.
Big clubs.
Big clubs. The difference is in the material I select, but the pacing is similar. And sorry, that's one thing I should have mentioned. Another thing that really helped me bring my stand-up along is instead of thinking about what jokes I'm going to do all the time, now I try and think more about what pace I want to set and why, and getting a feel for what pace is going to work in that room.
What do you mean, what pace though? Like
the joke rate, my tone, my overall delivery. That's what I mean by the pacing, right? So different rooms, I feel like, require different paces. For example, if I'm in Edinburgh, I might take a slower pace, a more conscientious pace. If I'm in a comedy club on a Friday night at 10 o'clock, I'm setting a quick pace. Bang, 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 bang. You look like a dickhead. Hey, who's been here? Do you know what I mean? All right, mates, that's your missus? How did you pull her? My missus is better looking than me. Let me tell you how I did that. Mate, take some notes. Do you see what I'm saying? Different pace, right? High joke rate. Even try and make the setups as funny. Other shows, maybe if it's like a middle-aged audience and they're all drinking wine, you know. So when I'm not doing this, I'm doing a PhD on Islamophobia. Which begs the question, right? Who's stealing whose jobs now? Something, you know, see when like, you know, you're taking a more layered approach. And I pride myself in being able to have different skill sets in comedy for different approach. I like that. So that helps a lot. But to answer your original question, yeah, it really depends on the room. So like if you're doing like a show in London in a highly diverse room, you're going to talk about probably different things. Like for example, no salami, no harami doesn't work in Middle England, which is a joke I have. That doesn't work in a room full of 65-year-old white people from Shropshire. And it's not their fault that doesn't work. It's not their fault.
Yeah.
It's just they're not familiar with the lingo.
Bro. It's your fault.
It's my fault. That's a joke designed. Like I have this new bit about MSN. That doesn't mean anything unless you're a certain age group. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some jokes work in some rooms, some don't.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Cool. So what's some of the negatives of being a comedian that people don't see?
A lot of waiting around.
Bare waiting, bro.
Yeah.
And bare random, like.
Yeah.
If you don't know the people you're gigging with, if you do, it's cool. It's actually nice because it can take your mind off whatever nerves, and you have a little bit of like joking or catch up. When you don't know them, it's the same convo.
Yeah.
And it's boring and it's like, oh hi, yeah, I'm AJ. Oh cool.
Yeah.
You're you. Okay, you done this gig before?
Yeah.
No, I haven't. You've been gigging elsewhere, Yeah, okay, yeah.
I think we met.
Yeah.
Oh, where did we meet? Your mum's house. Like, I don't know. A lot of that.
A lot of that.
A lot of that.
Bro, it's like work chat, but worse.
Yes.
Because at least at work, you can like leave the room and go back to your desk or like, you can't really leave because you've turned up to be at that comedy place to sit there until X o'clock and all this.
100%. You also have to eat shit for a long time.
You mean physically, like actual,
like metaphorically?
I thought you meant like your diet's bad.
No, well, that can happen, but metaphorical shit in the sense that
Like what?
doing a lot of unpaid gigs in random places of the country for little to no money.
Yeah.
You do a lot of that when you first start. This is an interesting one. You either love this bit or you hate it. The travel. I quite like the travel.
Why do you like it?
I like staying in hotels. I find it cozy.
Yeah, true. If it's paid for and that, then you're
That
when it's not
overnight
paid
stays.
for,
I should have specified overnight stays. And sometimes you can get some nice hotels, bro. When the hotels are nice, it's a real treat. But like the travel lodges, I even like staying in travel lodges. I just find it cozy and peaceful. You seem like you don't agree.
I've stayed in one for a gig in Manchester. It was okay.
Did you get bored?
Bro, I literally done the gig and then I didn't really know anyone up there. So I just went Tesco, bought Bear Munch, just watched The Apprentice, Love Island, Apprentice You're Fired. And that was it.
That's a fun night.
It was decent,
Yeah,
innit?
that's a fun night. Bruv, because of comedy, I am a master at staying in a travel lodge. Can I talk you through my travel lodge plan? All right, when you walk into your travel lodge room, don't turn on the main lights like a fucking incel. That's crazy. Put on the ambient lighting on either side of the bed, turn off the main lights, and then turn on the bathroom light because most of the time, the toilets in a travel lodge room are adjacent to the bed. So you get nice ambient lighting from the toilet hitting the wall, right? Now you have ambient lighting from all over the gaff. It's no longer a travel lodge. Now you're in the W, baby.
What even is the W?
The W. I'm staying at the W, but I can't meet you in the lobby. Girl, I gotta watch my back because I'm not just anybody.
Oh, is it from a Drake song?
Yeah. It's a famous hotel.
Have you been?
You know the massive W. You know the massive hotel in Barcelona by the beach.
I don't.
It's iconic. Anyway, that's the W Hotel. It's a chain. It's like the Hilton, but nicer.
Okay. So is that it? Just ambient lighting? What else do you do?
Okay, right. Thank you for asking. Right. So they give you 2 free Thai food teas and 2 free coffees. No. You go reception. You ask for more. They will give you as many as you like for free. You don't have to worry about it. Yeah. Also, one thing you should always do: never, and I repeat, never shit with the door open in a travel lodge. It's the same rule as a caravan. Because that shit, travel lodges aren't well ventilated, right? Especially the toilets because there's no windows. Your whole room will smell like shit if you don't shut that door. If you're going to take a shit in a travel lodge, take that shit, flush it, shut the lid, shut the door, like you're just trying to hide Madeline in there or something, right?
Bro, travel lodge though, they think they're smart, yeah? Because when I went, my mum was like, "Oh, bring back the soap, bring back the shampoo."
Oh no,
Bro,
it's a squeezy.
now.
It's a dispenser.
They're taking the mick. What is that about? A dispenser?
Also, you know what's funny about travel lodges? Enough people have killed themselves in travel lodges where they've suicide-proofed them now.
I've noticed that. There's like no like the lights are attached to the ceiling. There's no dangly light.
Yeah. Because after a few gigs, I've been in a travel lodge thinking, where am I gonna hang myself? Oh, there's nowhere. Can't jump out that window. They've secured that. Yeah. And also, people say, I don't want to stay in a travel lodge because of the noise. Soundproof. You can't hear shit.
You can't hear nothing, really.
Yeah, it's really nice. And people, again, another controversial thing. I like the smell of the bleach on the bed sheets.
Bleach.
Yeah, because you know how like they use that industrial like cleaner.
Who bleaches bed sheets, bro?
I don't know what it is, but it's, you know what hotel bed sheets smell like. Whatever that smell is, I like it.
It would. I don't. They'd be shut down if it was bleach.
Oh right, yeah. Whatever it is, that detergent. Right, bleach is the wrong word. That detergent they use.
Yeah.
I like that industrial smell.
You like it?
I like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you have it, people.
There you have
Benefits
it.
of comedy.
Travel lodges.
Travel lodge. Turn that into the Ritz.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. So obviously you've gone viral a couple times, yeah?
Yeah, not like you, bro. Come on, what? 90K on that. Yeah, is that you, big
I've
man?
literally only gone viral like couple times.
Yeah, but you made it count, bruv. You didn't waste any time.
Cool. I'll take that. But seeing as this is I'm interviewing you,
Yes.
I want to get your take
Yeah.
on the vibe. Like what's the good and bad? We'll start with the good. What's good about getting bare numbers on the internet and that?
You get new followers. and those followers sometimes come to shows. Always great. Your students find it good and bad, right?
Yeah.
My dream in life is that one day one of my ex-girlfriends is on TikTok and their boyfriends accidentally send them one of my clips, not knowing I'm their ex, and then they just have to have a conversation at 2 a.m. about it. It's my only dream in life. It's my only dream in life. Is that a weird dream to have?
No, because then the boyfriend would be like, "Right, I got to question your decision making then, because like this guy's popping and
Yeah.
now look like
Yeah. Now you see what I'm saying? Yeah. Like you clearly left a good one. That's a dream I have. I said that to someone and they said that it was a weird dream to have. But I think that's hilarious if that.
I mean, there
happens.
are plenty of other dreams, like like literally
Netflix.
anything else other
Yeah.
than make your ex jealous. But
Yeah. Netflix.
yeah,
Netflix, that would
Alright,
be
what-
good. Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
some of the bad stuff,
Bad stuff about going viral?
or just posting in general? Because I guess like
It can be stressful and exhausting, and sometimes you compare yourself to other people. Why am I not doing this? Why am I not doing
Yeah.
that? And that's unhealthy because that's just not how the world works. The
I
world,
think it is how the world works.
in what sense?
That from a young age, we're like humans just naturally compare themselves to other humans at all age groups.
No, I agree with that.
From
but-
like young to through when you're an adult.
Yes.
Your life is a constant state of comparison.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
it's natural
Yeah.
that you would compare yourself because it's what you do in every other area of your life.
I agree with that, but what I meant by it's not how the world works. What I meant to say was it's irrational to tie your self-worth into that,
Yeah.
because you're going to have a very unhappy life if your happiness is constantly dependent on numbers.
Yeah, but getting out of that trap, that's a whole like 10 podcast series in itself, because that's
Very difficult.
That's a lifelong goal of like that one's hard to do because it's like it makes sense. There's so many things that sound good, make sense in theory, but action in them is way more difficult.
Also, numbers isn't everything. It's about how committed the people that you do follow are. Because you could have like 500,000 followers and not be able to do a tour. And then there's people who have 20K, 10K who are doing tours all around the country. So it's like, what numbers do you have and how committed are they to coming to see you? Because if the fundamental goal is stand up, then they have to be stand up fans. And sometimes your followers, they might follow you for the wrong reasons. Do you see what I'm saying? In the sense that your followers might like your comedy sketches, but not like your stand-up.
I hear that.
Do you see what I'm saying? And that can be a problem as well. If you're a comedian, but you also ice skate, and an ice skating clip goes viral,
Yeah.
doesn't necessarily mean people care about your stand-up.
No,
You just have 500,000 followers because you're a good ice skater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear you. Cool. This section, if you listen to the last episode, new section, I'm loving this section. I've done it once, so I love the section. I'm just a fan of the new section, innit? Would you rather? 5
Yes.
questions.
I love this game.
5 questions related to the guest. And they're going to pick would you rather.
Before you start, so you've thought about me and my life and written would you rather's personal to my life.
Personal to like you, I guess to your like career, you could technically apply these to other people.
Okay, right. I see what you're saying. Yeah. I thought you did some investigation work. Like,
No.
Would you rather?
It's not like, yo, I can see your eyebrows are 4 centimeters from the top of your head. Would you
Yeah.
rather they be 2 or something?
Would you rather your auntie who died when you were 9 come back alive?
No, it's not. That.
You know, like how the fuck do you know that? That'd be funny if you did that to people.
Yeah. We ain't gonna go down the auntie reincarnation.
R.I.P.
Yes, but cool. So this is a question I done with Luke. I like the question, yeah. It's more the reasoning that I'm interested in. So cool. There's you could choose to not. There's a gig, and if you smash the gig, you become a superstar, and if you don't, you have to quit comedy, and you can choose whether to do it. There's some more criteria. You could choose whether to do it, or you could just do what you're doing now. And the gig itself is all in your hands. So you got 1 year from this day to do it. You can choose where you do it, how long your set is, and the judges of who decides if you smashed it are your 3 favorite comedians. So question 1 is, would you take the gig?
Oh, if I could pick the judges, yeah.
Who would the judges be?
My 3 favorite comedians
Yeah.
in the UK.
In the world. It can be just UK. It's up to you, bro. It's your gig. It's your
Let's do
Eminem lose
UK.
yourself moment.
Let's do UK. The people they're not necessarily, these are who I would choose to be the judges. They're not necessarily my favorite comedians.
No, they got to be your favorite comedians, bro. That's the way it works. It can't be like, yo, I gig with like my man, so he'll probably
Fahad.
like, yeah. It's not that. It has to be, and it has to be your like, and it can't be someone you know either, because it can't be someone you know.
Let's say I choose not to do the gig. Is there any chance of me becoming an international superstar?
Yeah, no. So you could choose to do the gig, and you get the fast track, or you have to quit, or you just continue as you are. So you just don't risk the.
I think I'll just continue as I am.
You wouldn't take it.
Yeah.
Raw.
Because I feel like I'm gonna smash it eventually anyway.
Okay, that energy. Yeah, come on.
I don't need to risk not doing stand up. I'd kill myself, bro. Bro, if I didn't have stand up, I'm fucked.
All right.
I'm so fucked without
But
it.
if you did have to do the gig,
Yeah.
and you can pick like the judges, who would they be?
And they have to be my favorite comedians.
Basically, maybe not fake, but it can't be comedians you know. They can have no personal connection. to you.
That's different. All right, Louis C.K.
Yeah.
Chappelle. Third one. Just because I think it'll be fun to have him there, Bert Kreischer.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you can obviously as well pick the set length, yeah? So in theory, you could do a 5, but you might get marked down on you only done a 5.
I'm doing 20.
And where are you doing it?
Where am I doing
Pick
it?
the venue.
Top secret. Because you can...
So you're doing a 20.
I could fart at top secret and get a laugh. It's so easy there. Do you know what I mean?
You could do it. So you're doing, if you did do the gig, 20 minutes at top secret, you got the judges, but you're not taking it.
I'm not taking
That's
it.
interesting. That's
Because
interesting.
I back myself. I think I'm on the right path anyway.
Okay, I love that energy. I love that.
I can live. All right, here's the interesting thing about that. I can live without being an international superstar in comedy. I don't have to be that. I can't live without comedy.
No, the word superstar means like whatever you want it to mean. So it could like, whatever success is for you, that's what it is.
Right, I see what you're saying.
It doesn't necessarily mean like
The
worldwide.
risk is too high, because if I couldn't do comedy, I would feel very lost in life.
You kind of touched on the next question a bit, yeah?
Go on.
Would you rather be known as the best comedian ever, but not be that rich, or the richest comedian ever, but you're mediocre?
Best comedian ever, but not be that rich. I can live without the money.
So you'd be like, yo, the streets know who's the best comedian.
What's not that rich? How much am I making?
Let's say, to put a figure, you'd like every year from comedy, you made the yearly UK, whatever the UK national average is salary wise, that's what you make every year from comedy. But everyone knows you're the best.
My kids come first. I'm going mediocre. Genuinely, because I don't think people's children should have to suffer for the dad's art. You know.
And also, it's like that clout of being known as the best. Yeah.
Those people don't give a shit about you.
What does it really mean, or like? What does it really mean? Like, oh, cool. What, like, if I pop up at like Up the Creek, Top Secret, they're gonna be like, oh, that's him. He's like a genius. And then what? Like,
yeah, my kid's life comes first. I don't have kids, but
you're just worried about it.
If my kids ever found out about this deal and they're like, wait a minute, so you're telling me I don't have to live in this shitty house, but you want to impress your mates?
That's literally it. So yeah, I hear that.
Yeah. Sorry about the shit education and the lack of food.
Mediocre comedian.
Mediocre and be loaded. Yeah.
All right, cool.
For my children.
Okay.
Yeah.
For the unborn kids.
Yes.
Okay. 1,000 ride or die friends or 100K followers. So 1,000 really loyal friends that will support everything you do, or 100,000 randomers.
Oh, 1,000 friends. 1,000 friends. Come through to the shows, guys, every week. 20 quid every week.
But then there's the potential to make peas off that 100,000.
Fuck the 100,000, man. 1,000 core friends.
And also, if we're playing it realistically, like they're loyal friends. I didn't say they're like robots though, so they might support 1 or 2 shows, but then it's not like I didn't say 1,000 people to guaranteed buy everything.
Okay, 100,000 followers then. I don't need 1,000 close friends. What am I going to do? Rob, you know how many birthdays that is a year that I have to go to? And say, happy birthday to you.
You know, that's free a night. That'd be free a night every day.
Long. It'd be too many cakes to spit on.
You're taking the followers. That's interesting because there is money to be made both ways.
I'll just take the followers. It's the idea of having 1,000
Followers
friends.
is a risk though. It's not a guarantee.
I know, but I don't
following.
I don't want too many friends. That sounds upsetting. I hate friends.
All right, let me rephrase it then. 1,000 like. Nah, actually, it's an easy answer. If it's 1,000 loyal fans.
Yeah,
you're pretty
1,000
much
loyal
good.
fans.
Yeah, that's an easy question.
That's
Yeah,
lovely.
Forget that.
Yeah, that's
Cool.
fun.
Cool. Have your own Netflix like sitcom or your own Netflix comedy special.
Netflix comedy special.
Not even a thought for the sitcom.
Nah.
Why? 'Cause I know you like I know you like you
Yeah,
like
I know.
scripts as well.
But the Netflix special is just something I want to do. Always has been. I want to hear the dom and then my comedy special. You know, that's just
With
a
the
dream.
little like 9-minute pre-special documentary.
Yeah,
Where it's like you in the dressing room.
and then
or
some
with your-
obnoxious music like, I got loyal to you. No, it's not much.
And then at the end, it's just you with like bare famous comics backstage laughing with still camera shots.
Yes, 100%.
You know them ones where it's like
Yeah,
still camera shots of just you and bare legends.
Yeah.
like, loving it.
and then like a photo of like my deceased mother right at the end in loving memory. My mum's still alive, but you know what I'm talking about. Those kind of things. Yeah.
I hear that.
That's funny, man.
All right, last one. Yeah, this
Yeah.
ain't really to do with comedy, but at first I thought it was obvious the answer, but then I thought about it's not so obvious.
Okay.
Would you rather be able to travel back in time or travel to the future?
Travel back in time.
I had a feeling you'd say that, but why?
Because I don't want to ruin the surprises.
I thought it'd be a financial reason, but that's quite a noble response.
I don't want to ruin the... Oh, really?
That's quite a wholesome answer for not wanting to go to the future.
Yeah, I don't want to ruin the surprises because then the flavor of life goes. But I'd like to go back and review from a distance, like with like my hat on. I don't want to interfere. I was like, Ron, listen, you really dated her. Why? Look at
Bro,
you.
there's a lot of this comes back to your ex, bro.
Yeah. Oh, scarred, man. Baby rumor. I'm joking. No. No, but stuff like that. Like, I'd like to go back and observe me. Like Muhsin at 16. What kind of, how much of a prick really was he? Muhsin at 12. How much of a prick really was he? You know?
Bro, this is interesting because when I thought this question, I thought in my head it was a money question of like,
Oh no.
like,
That didn't even occur to me.
yeah, that's interesting that you
Yeah.
took it straight to some kind of like.
I don't really care
wholesome
about
route.
money. I think. Do I seem like someone who cares about money?
Well, yeah, because you'd rather be mediocre and rich.
Yeah, but that's for my children, innit? But like me personally, I'm not very materialistic.
No, I hear you.
Yeah, like I've got like 2 pairs of trainers. Like you probably notice I wear the same shit all the time.
Combats.
Yeah, like I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about money.
I hear that.
It's hard to be a comedian if you care about money.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I like it because I don't do this to make
Yeah.
like with money as my goal. It's because I enjoy it.
Yeah.
So that's why I like it because it's like I'm not here like yo by month. I've chatted to some comedians who are like relatively new and they're like yo within 6 months I need to be making X
Bullshit,
amount.
you're not
It's
going to
like,
be.
Bro, relax.
X amount. Shut up, bruv. You'll be lucky to be like fucking not doing bringer spots, dickhead.
So you're traveling back in time
Yes.
to review your past self.
Yeah, just for fun.
You're not gonna change nothing. It's ain't
No,
Marvel,
no.
bruv. You can change shit.
I don't want. I wouldn't want to change anything. I wouldn't want to change anything.
So you already have that power now. You can just review what you've done already.
no, but I'd like.
Why do you need to go back?
Because there's some memories. One, I'm fond of. 2, I'd be curious to watch back to see what really happened. You know, like I thought. I don't know. This exam went really well. Let me go look over my shoulder. What did I actually write in that exam? Oh, that was fucking terrible. Do you see what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
Okay, I hear that. Well, yeah, that's the end of the new segment. Would you rather? Quickly
That was
before we
fun.
go, yeah, that was
Yes.
fun.
Yeah.
Let the people know. Tell them about your podcast, plural podcast.
The Punchline Podcast, 1 Minute Smoke for all sorts of fun clips. The Punchline Podcast is a MMA podcast where we talk about MMA with no expert opinion and we say a lot of things that are completely wrong, but we say it anyway. 1
and
Minute
strong.
Smoke, 1 Minute Smoke. We smoke shisha. We talk shit. Sometimes people cry. Yeah, that's fun. Muhsin Yesilada for the clips on Instagram. Don't follow me on Twitter unless you're like a colleague. It's weird. Follow my mum, Zalia Yesilada on Instagram. I don't know. I'm always gonna get random followers. That'd be hilarious.
Unless you're a colleague, you know.
Yeah. Just don't follow me. Don't follow me.
Don't. That's what I mean. Study psychologists that reverse psychology, because now they're going to be like, oh, I'm going to.
You know what's a fun tactic that's actually helped me get increase my followers, right?
What?
So at the end of shows, I say, my name's, guys, I've been Muhsin Yesilada. Follow me on Instagram. I'm not going to tell you how to spell it because I want dedicated people, right? And for some reason, that gets more followers because I feel like some people say challenge accepted.
Yeah.
To try and spell it. And then people have messaged me saying, I found it.
And
like,
then what?
thumbs up. I'm like, thank you so much, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Yes. Well, that's another episode of the AJ Rose Show. If you're listening on headphones, no, that's not what I meant to say. Not headphones, Spotify and Apple.
So where's he going?
Not headphones. Spotify and Apple, please rate it 5 stars. YouTube, subscribe, give the video a like. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Big up for listening.